So if you jump on a train from Bromley South or anywhere like that and go a little way out, you get to a place called Folkestone. And at Folkestone there's this big indoor skate park, huge big project called F51. During a recent trip there, I had to go around the flow bowl, which is on the top floor. I had to have a few practice pumps first just to get the feel of it, and having only been once before, just to get an idea of where the pool goes and how the turn structure works and where all the lines are. Not going to say I was that impressive, but I was quite happy to get a nice, consistent travel round. I felt I was going at reasonable speed. Doesn't particularly look like it here, but picked up a good pace. I got some bits that I hadn't done before, like this little turn bowl here. Getting around that with only dropping in once and not having to put your foot down again was pretty cool. I thought I'd film from the inside, get a feel of what it felt like to me, and terrible angle just looking at the ground almost the whole way around, but just getting this feel of pumping around these corners and getting higher than I'm used to on some of the transitions and banks. Seeing all those little nails and bolts just disappear under your feet is quite an experience. And just the way it feels under your feet, pressing onto your toes into each bank and then pushing through your knees was quite a nice experience. But so that's on the top floor anyway. You go in, you get your wristband and things sorted, and you head upstairs, top floor, and a nice little pump round, little welcome egg. I spent most of my day up here getting used to this, but it's a nice little track to pump round. And then it's onto the middle floor, and you're having a look at the street section. Now I will admit I only really got around this sort of bank piece here, quite mellow, quite shallow. Just practicing some backside sort of slap grinds and slashes sort of thing, just getting onto the rail a bit, trying to get me balanced in the right place and my weight round. Got a few in, got a few out as well. I don't know how many of them I can actually count, to be honest, because as you saw just there, the wheel only just clips over the coping, which you could argue one way or the other, but a lot of them ended either just the front wheel coping over and clipping round, or not quite getting the balance right and slipping in on and tapping it on and off. Quite like this part of the park. I know it's a very beginner's end of neck of the wood. That's good to have. It gets everyone into the sport and gets everyone practicing, but when you're looking at some of the other sort of banks and things that are there, which are all nice and cool, but they're just a bit outside my work level at the moment. I want to come back and do some like hand plants and street plants, gymnast plants, maybe some bonuses at some point, but I was quite happy working on these little slap grinds and slashes and 50-50s. Nice little one there just round the coping. It felt good to finally get them, and then it's on to the regular more me tricks, sort of some burts, some layback slides, some trying to 180 but trying to keep that momentum. This is just me losing my feet. It just looks silly, doesn't it, really? It's different skating on this sort of wood, where it's kept and clean, not exposed to the elements, not, a bit different for the UK to have this sort of thing, I think. Different in that it's not the original or the only one that's of a skate park like this, but it's nice. Staff there are very friendly, just even on entrance and going to the cafe bit that's downstairs. But even just walking and talking to them, being marshals and checking out the room and things like that, you do get a real sense of everyone who's here wants to be here and is almost part of the building. And then it's over the back corner of the street section to practice some manuals. Did some ollies, did some hand plants and things as well, but I wanted to really practice off the manuals. That was my sort of expectation. I think my best on one of them is about 5 seconds, maybe 8 seconds at most, but the balance seems to be coming in a bit better. Got to watch this kid do some really nice little grinds down the handrails and things, and off some of the stairs. It's quite cool to watch. Then there's just me mucking around in the background, just trying to get my feet in. I definitely thought it was a worthwhile trip to go. It's always good to go skate at a different park and get a feel for different sort of surfaces and different sort of ramps and layouts and tricks. I do feel that most of the park was out of my skill set and out of my skill range, but it's still just nice to have a space that's indoors and the space to work on something when the weather's a bit bad and things. And then it's there's me again back at practicing some drop-ins, some slashes on a slightly higher coping, getting it wrong, trying some roll-ins on some mellow coping as well, and a mellow bank, sort of dish, bowl. I wouldn't call it a bowl, I wouldn't call it a ramp either, it's not a quarter, it's more of just like a bowl, sort of very mellow sort of drop. But yeah, round I go, got the back wheels on but just popped off, better. The other thing with this is just getting that entrance right and getting your balance in the right place. If you go too much on your heels, it feels wrong. This bit was fun, very empty, very underused bit of kit, but also quite scary, quite sharp and fast.
I've got no idea where I'm going.
As I just said there, I've got no idea where I'm going in this. It's such a big, sharp, tight bowl that you sort of drop in and you're already on the next wall. And I had to sort of stop and go for just an inside pump around just to get a feel of where the walls are, where the turns are, how they sort of fit and fix to the wall. But after a few of these little sort of over the burns and over the corners, and then losing it on a few of them, have to just slide out now and again, I sort of was like, yeah, I think I know where I'm going if I drop in. So we get back out the pool, or bowl. Pool's at the back end. I didn't go on that, that's too deep, that's too gnarly. But I had a good go at this one. Got the feel of it, got the shapes in a bit better. Then we went and worked on the actual drop-in side of it. Took a few little sort of wobbles on the edge to get that sort of mental side of it through and done. Had a little chat with yourself, being like, stop being silly, just put your foot on the board and go. Yeah, the board's fine there, Andrew, stop being silly, just put your foot down, Sometime today would be nice. Okay, here we go, and gone. And as you can see, my body position's not great. My arms are just flailing around with the turn, and I've lost a lot of speed there, but I'm in, got the pump going, and then I'm going too fast to know what I'm doing, and then straight onto the floor. We try it again, and we go again, and it works, and we get more of an idea. Definitely recommend F51, it's a nice park in Folkestone. It's a nice day out to the beach if that's what you want to do in the same time. I was surprised at how empty it was, being it's the start of the, May half term, May, June half term. But yeah, enjoy.